God's powerful delusion. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion, so that they will believe the lie. 2 Thessalonians 2:11. Examine yourselves whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Do you not realize that Christ Jesus is in you? Unless, of course, you fail the test. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Now the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of these prophets of yours. The Lord has decreed disaster for you. 2 Chronicles 18:22. Let us talk about a delusion. Not just any delusion, but a powerful delusion. A delusion designed by the all-wise and powerful living God. We are going to examine 2 Thessalonians and the book of 1 Kings in a moment. The word delusion in the Bible means a working of error, an error of belief, conduct, or understanding of what really is the living truth. We are told in the book of 2 Thessalonians that God, repeat God, has sent out a powerful delusion to lead mankind into error. One of those delusions God has sent is a Christianity that is an error. It is a delusion God sends and works to ensure that all who will not really embrace and love the truths of Jesus believe. It is a fitting and just delusion sent by God. They refuse to surrender 100% sinful self to Jesus, so God works an error of lies for them to believe in. There is right now a powerful delusion sent by God that is a Christianity of error. It is a Christian delusion that God actively works to sift and test those who claim to be following Jesus. The reason God works and sends a powerful delusion is because these Christians do not love the truth with all their heart, mind, and soul. Their hearts are not pure, so they are given impurity to trust in, such as poetic justice, giving mankind the sin they desire. Such Christians are traveling with Jesus, and while appreciating the truth and benefits of Jesus, are not really in love with the living truth. Their belief is tainted. Their belief is an error sent from God. It is a truth sent from God, but a truth that does not have God in it. So God sends them a living truth that appears to be alive, but He is not in it. For this reason, God sends them a powerful delusion, so that they will believe the lie and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth, but have delighted in wickedness. 2 Thessalonians 2:11 and 12. The delusional Christianity comes with feelings, praise, miracles, and talk of God's powerful word, but it is a Christianity that is from God, but God is not in it. Again, delusional Christianity is Christianity from God, but God is not in it. This delusional Christianity is the lesson taught and foretold by Elijah the prophet. Let us look at this lesson of powerful events being from God, yet God not being in such powerful workings and manifestations. God told Elijah in 1 Kings 19:11-13 to do the following. The Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. After the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Then a voice said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" 1 Kings 19. The wind is from God, but God was not present in the blasting air. The earthquake is from God, but God is not in the rattling and shaking. The fire is from God, but God is not in the flames and heat. Delusional Christianity has individuals standing in the presence of the Lord, witnessing many activities of God, but God is not really in all the manifestations of God and their worship. To be sure, it is a manifestation of spiritual worship from God, but God is not in it. To be sure, it is a worship inspired by God, but God is not in worship. Delusional Christianity has powerful winds of songs and revival, but there is a delusion from God contained within, and so he is not really in the wind. Delusional Christianity has powerful earthquakes of books, preaching, and productions. But while God sends such powerful events, he is not in them. Such things feel like God is present and may be present, but he is not in them. Delusional Christianity has fire, hot, zealous fire of evangelism, tithing, and good deeds directed by God in churches and organizations, but God is not in them. To find real Christianity, to locate the honest Jesus that has no delusion or error of truth, you must discover from God that whisper of God that causes you to hide in the rock of the real Jesus Christ. Let God drive you into the corner of his true Son, the living rock of Jesus, and as you hide in Jesus, he will ask you what sin, what self and faulty reasonings brought you to your place of delusional Christianity. Like Elijah, you must allow the whisper of God to convict and humble you if you are to have a Christianity that has God's only Son Jesus in it. Jesus commanded all who would dare think about following him to first sit down and count the cost, because this delusion is a very powerful mistake. This video is brought to you by www.luke1425.org, because Jesus instructed all to sit down and count the cost.